So I decided to make a video because while I am quitting to travel and see schools and all that starting in August, a lot of people already always ask me like, okay, well, how do you travel so much? How are you able to go here, go there, and you know, just a teacher? And how do you like find all your flights, and how do all your friends know how to do all that stuff? So how do y'all go there? So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. How I haven't counted, and I'm going to do that in just a second. All right, let me get some paper now. I am going to count how many places I've been to. Now, this is gonna take some work, and I'm not gonna count like my whole life, and really it doesn't matter if I count my whole life, because before I got out of college I really didn't go that many places. I wasn't like doing a whole lot before I got out of school. So I'm gonna count the places that I went to since I graduated in 2016. So if we were talking years, this is in 3 years. And I gotta get my phone because this is how I can see. You know, iPhone tell you everything. It tell you where you've been, where you want to go, what you like, what you don't like, all that stuff. So I'm gonna look here and literally write down every place I went to in the last 3 years, so I can really give an accurate count and maybe total up how much I probably won't be able to total up how much it was, but I can maybe give a ballpark of how much it was and pretty much how I got to those places. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it short, but it's gonna be informative. Okay, so I made my list. I'm gonna read them to y'all. Like, this is my list. This is crazy. Like, this is my first time actually, first time actually ever writing them all down. So, since 2016, Cancun, DC, Tennessee, New Orleans, Colorado, Puerto Rico, Key West, Cozumel, Cuba, Athens, Rome, Florence, Venice, Austria, Germany, 2 cities in Germany, Munich, Berlin, Belgium, Prague, Amsterdam, Paris, Barcelona, Miami, Kentucky, Beijing, Egypt, Dubai, Las Vegas, Hawaii, Colorado, Toronto, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Atlanta, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, Kentucky, Myrtle Beach, Boston, Thailand, DC, Colombia, we went to Bogota and Cartagena, Miami, Atlanta, Jamaica, and my most recent trip was Las Vegas. So I'm not even gonna count how many different places that is, because it's kind of overwhelming a little bit. And this is not to be like, oh, you know, I've been all here and been all there, but it's to like let people know that it's possible and you can do it. I'm not even gonna get into probably how much it costs, but I can tell you that it costs probably, if I did add it up, it would be less than probably what you think. And that's just because I look on Groupon, I look on Google Flights, I look on Skyscanner, I stay in Airbnbs. I really find cheap ways to do these things that are cheap, also safe and clean and nice and all of that. But it's not like $1,000, $5,000 per trip. It is very budget friendly, and yeah, I found the deals. But overall, I would say, like, outside of that kind of thing, definitely finding the deals is the first thing to, if you want to travel. Don't just go into the first thing that you see, because you need to have a bunch of tabs open, just weighing your options, seeing what it says on Tuesday, what it says on Wednesday, see can you find coupon codes. All of those types of things will help you to make sure that you find the cheapest flight and the cheapest place to stay. And then also, one thing that I think people might spend a lot on is when you get there, have a plan. Like me and my friends, we always make an itinerary before we go, where we research like on TripAdvisor and just Google what to do, how much it should cost, and where to go. So before you get there, you kind of have an idea of how much things should cost and how much you should pay for excursions or just things that you want to do when you get there. You can already have them pre-planned, or you'll just know how much they should cost. I would say outside of that though, the biggest thing that has helped me to be able to travel to all of these places and even pretty much set me up for where I am, like I live in my own apartment now, but going back home after college, I cannot emphasize that enough. It was the best decision that I probably made in, I don't want to say my life, but let's put it in the past 5 years, in this whole span of my life, because I went from making just like college money, just extra substitute money or whatever little jobs I had money, to making a whole salary but having the same amount of bills. Like I did have a car note when I got home, and I bought a timeshare. Don't ever buy a timeshare. It's not worth it. Do it on your own. Don't buy a timeshare. But I had those 2 bills. But other than that, my money was my own. So I definitely saved and put money aside. But traveling was something that I really, really wanted to do. So after I put money aside, after I paid my bills, I was able to do that. And I know a lot of people would like be like, oh, you know, you're going to stay home. You didn't want to get an apartment. I definitely wanted to get an apartment, and I made it so that I have one now, but it was worth the sacrifice that I made. Like the trade-off was worth it to me, because I was able to understand and like get experience in it. And I honestly think that's what has pushed me to do what I'm doing now and gave me the courage in part to do what I'm doing now. Traveling is not anything that's like, oh, new or foreign or scary to me. I am a little nervous to go on my own, but the idea of planning a trip and coordinating and knowing that I can do it with the funds that I have, that's something that I'm not afraid of. So yeah, staying at home really helped me to save, number one, and also to be able to afford to go these places even when finding them on a budget. And I would say the other thing, to be quite honest, another thing that helped these things come to life is the fact that I think that, well, I never really shared this or expressed it fully, but as I was thinking, I'm like, I really, not only did I make sure that I was able to go to these places and fulfill it for myself, but I definitely did things for my family. Like I helped my family to go on a cruise. We had never done that before. Some of my friends, like for some of these trips was like graduation trips. And I think that me being open and generous enough to give the gift of travel to somebody else kind of like make good karma for me. Not that that's what I was doing it for or anything like that, but when I think about it, I'm like, with anything, like if you continue to give to other people what you value, then it comes back to you tenfold. So I think that I have been generous and not stingy with the resources that I have and just the opportunities that I know how to make up. And yeah, it's been fun. I got my family wanting to go places every year. My friends, we all go places now. Everybody, it's just a good time. So yeah, I know this wasn't like a detailed video about how I did every one, and I think that'll come soon, but I just wanted to make a little video because it's fun. Yay. But I think I will make one like that breaks down how I went to the bulk of these places. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow with this YouTube thing. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. We will see.